So our mic decided not to work here, but what you're seeing is the Disco welcoming me to Land Rover ownership in the only way it knows how, by deciding not to start the first time I go to start it in our garage. Luckily, this was a pretty simple fix. The battery connector wasn't on good enough, and so we just had to get our wrench and tighten it. Something easy for most people, but for us, because all we have is a little hand wrench that you have to like self-tighten, it's pretty bad. It's not like an actual socket set or anything. Nevertheless, that made it a little more difficult, but with some real mechanic work there, we were able to get the battery terminal tightened and fire it right on up for my first drive as a Land Rover owner.
Alright, so we've owned the Discovery for a few hours and we've already fixed it once.
Yes, twice technically.
Twice, yes, twice.
We're going to be in there a lot. Okay.
Alright.
So we didn't get the footage, but I backed the Disco out for the first time and it was absolutely horrifying. Patrick's being an awesome person and closing up the trunk of the hoopty because I forgot to. Okay, so we can finally go get this thing registered after many fixes later. It's a completely different experience from anything else I've ever driven.
And the good thing is it's only broken down twice. Well, it's only broken down once.
I see what... We watched a video and they said that it doesn't have a catch for the drive gear. And you always, like, first time, like when you first get used to it, you always overshoot drive. Yeah, that just happened. So, I get that. But overall, I love the driving experience. Like, it's huge. We get to do a little off-roading here, get some wheel articulation going off of that hump into that tag place. But yeah, so we're official in Florida, which is cool. We're done.
No, we're just beginning.
Well, yeah, but like we're done with everything that we had to get done to get this car. Which, you know, it started yesterday with getting a Florida license and then insurance and everything. Insurance in Florida is ridiculous. Ridiculous. Like on our on our Infinity it is double. It's a little over double, and we had to get less coverage. Like, so it's quite a process. This car, I mean, we don't have a comparison, but we're in the hundreds a month. Or, sorry, about like $80 a month to insure this car. But overall, I really like it. We'll be happy to know that while the battery issue we had earlier did turn the check engine light off and the SRS light off, they are now back on. So, keeping true to form there. I love it. I really like the driving experience. I'm just loving owning a Land Rover and like being that. I was talking about how this is my first Land Rover. Like, this is my entry to Land Rover ownership. You know, so I mean, it's not my entry to like luxury cars and stuff like that. I mean, I own the 7 Series. But, like, overall, this is it. So we are running the air right now, so we should, I guess, kind of watch the heat. I'm just kind of curious what it does. The braking is insane. Like,
yeah, it's bad.
And I think it's a feature. The thing is, though, it doesn't feel like a car from the 2000s. Like, it really doesn't. There's a guy walking his dog in the middle of the road, and he waved me on, but technically I was supposed to yield for him, but nevertheless. Like, it doesn't feel like an early 2000s car. It really doesn't. And, if anything, it feels like it's I would give it like a, probably 2010. Like, if this came out in 2010, I could believe it. You know, I mean, it's not going to be a luxury car in 2010 as far as like the infotainment and stuff like that.
Is it not?
But the interior feels like 2010 to me.
No, it actually does. It's very well put together, which is surprising for people who know anything about Land Rover. Minus the fact we're missing some pieces, but those are being shipped. But, you know, honestly, it's not bad.
It's really not. I really like it. I have no complaints other than the funny quirks, and that's what they are, funny. But I would give we bought this car from the right person. Like, he seems to just be willing to help and like answer questions, even to the point of like shipping us this center, you know, console piece here. And in the back, like he color swapped this entire car from tan. He didn't do the rear door, but he included the pieces for us to do the rear door. He even included the speaker. That this car doesn't come with a speaker. He included the things to hook up a speaker back there. You know, a fan for the front. He thinks the issue with the air conditioning and the overheating, which is being fine right now, but the issue with the overheating is the fan.
Yeah, he said that it's only bad in traffic or when it's on for a prolonged period of time.
Okay. So,
like going to Tennessee.
Yes. So, I mean, it is something we probably should look into and try to, you know, we're going to, at the very least, switch that fan out. We might look into an AC compressor and as far as, like, replacing that. But overall, this is a badass truck that we got for a pretty good price.
If we have to replace the tires, I want to put those bigger, chunkier off-road tires he was talking about, because they'll fit as long as we cut off the clips that come over on the ARB Disco 1 front bumper. I would love to do that. I think they look badass, and it lifts the Land Rover up a bit.
Yeah, I agree. I think doing that would be great. And it would give us a lift without having to put a lift kit on it. So you're kind of getting a little bit of a benefit without spending lift kit money, which it's not that it's expensive to even do that. It's just, I don't know if it's something we're interested in doing. If we're going to keep it long term, we definitely will lift it, I'd say. But as far as short term, probably not. I love this too. Up here there's a little sticker talking about clearances of your Land Rover Discovery, and it has a Land Rover Discovery image on it. So much so, it'd be kind of cool if we sold that. Just ripped it from Land Rover and sold it as a sticker. Whoop, first quick stop in the Land Rover. Actually, not too bad. The pedal travel is what, it stops quick once it starts. It's getting it to start.
Someone brake checked me earlier.
I didn't mean to brake check you.
Well, you're damn good at it for not meaning to. It takes a lot of steering to go in a straight line.
Oh yeah, it does. Yeah. But see, that actually, the hoopty does too. So that actually doesn't bother me too much because I'm used to it. Like the hoopty's alignment is so bad. I don't think this is an alignment issue, but the hoopty's alignment is so bad that you have to do that. So it's kind of interesting. But yeah, I agree. I'm turning the wheel a lot to go straight.
So there's an Alfa Romeo Giulia up here, and I guarantee in the 12 hours they owned the car, and the 12 hours we'll own the car, they would have had more problems.
Mm-hmm. He's on the way to the dealership to limit it right now.
I love finally having a Land Rover that I care about and love, but am not afraid to push to its limits, because that's how I feel about the L322. I'm afraid to really push it to its limits that I know it can do, but I'm afraid to do it. Whereas in this, what's going to happen?
Yeah.
We're out the money we spent on it.
Yeah.
I guess now we're sitting at 3.
Yeah. Yeah, we came out really good on this. I really think, I'm sure people will lambast us for, you shouldn't have bought a Disco for more than $1. But honestly, whatever. Go buy a Disco and then tell me that. But I think this is perfect, and the content we're going to make with it is just going to be incredible. That's really what
That's what I'm most excited for. Yeah. If you ever thought the Range Rover sun visors were huge,
avoid abrupt maneuvers and excessive speed because of rollover. That's literally what it is. It's a graphic, and it's because of rollover. The heat's holding fine still. It's been nice to be able to record with the air a little bit. And it's really interesting because the air works. It's just odd that Patrick's going to kill me. I'm going to shut
I drove 2 hours with no air.
I wonder why this isn't Celsius.
I don't know. How do you change it? In the Range Rover, there's infotainment that'll tell you everything, and but in this, you just guess.
Well, you read the owner's manual. You know the problem though? We don't have an owner.
No.
But don't worry, we have watched the online video version of the owner's manual.
Yeah, but in that video, they tell you to read the owner's manual.
A lot.
L322. That's really pretty.
I can't wait for you to edit the video. I don't know how these videos are being split. Maybe this is all still in the same video, but there was I can't wait for you to edit the video though later, because I talk about what I think I would like as a Land Rover and I like daily.
Which is?
An LR3.
Yeah.
I was actually talking about like I was telling him how we got that LR3. That guy had the LR3 with 200,000 miles. I think it'd be interesting for us to get one with that many miles. And give it a shot. All right, pulling the hill in the Land Rover. This is where we might see the heat jump a little bit, maybe. Really get it some.
Owner's Day is gonna be hot as fuck.
I really enjoy the driving experience of this. This is a fun car, and I feel like it's going to be. I feel like it's going to treat us well. And I know, you know, you guys have already fixed issues with it, but yeah, I mean, we have. But who doesn't fix issues with their Discovery on day one at this point? I mean, I think if you buy Discovery 5 brand new, you're still going to fix issues. There's a Range Rover L405 coming up on our far right lane, but like, I feel like you're always going to fix issues if you buy a used Land Rover, especially if it's made before 2008. So yeah, I mean, I think that's part of it, and I love that. And I don't know, I'm excited. The temperature's holding pretty well, so that's good. Also, there's no wood in here, but I would knock on wood and say that overall, warning lights are fine. No 3 amigos.
They will come on at Owner's Day.
We need to pressure wash it pretty quickly afterwards.
Carefully though, because I see huge panel gaps. I mean, like, you can't hurt this interior really. It would be very difficult to hurt this interior, in regards of like getting it wet. But yeah, it should be fun. It's leaking a lot of oil.
Oh, really?
A lot. So we're gonna have to get some oil.
That's not a problem. What is that squeaking? Is it the rear seat in the back? I have a feeling it's that very back rear seat.
It's that rear seat.
Yeah.
Yeah. The other one is broken and won't go in. It's rusted. I don't know how. Also, this seat just pulls up. It's really safe.
But it moves. That's what's cool. The electronic seats do work. That's important. So overall, I mean, I think it's a pretty good Disco, and I'm excited to do videos for it. I do want to take and probably in July, or right before we sell it, it would be cool, but do everything that is wrong or was wrong with this car. And I know it's coming taller or whatever, but I want to take it to a mechanic and get a full like 150 point inspection PPI on it. That's why I say after we're ready to sell it, because I don't want to know what's wrong until like it's not, you know.
The front to the rear. What's wrong with the rear? Rust. Lots of rust. A lot of rust. More than I think I told you about.
Well, I get to go look at this, but
No, don't. Don't. Alright, so the Disco 2 is home. I'm going to go open the garage because the garage door opener. We'll just say it's not in here.
our garage door doesn't work.
I mean, it works, just not the opener.
Yeah.
Not the part you want to work.
I'm gonna go ahead and cut the air off, just to be safe. It'll get hot, but oh well. A little sweat never hurt anybody. This is I really do like these. There's storage cubbies up here. This is really cool. There's even the light in the like visor here works. You've got like I said, there's this little Discovery logo. I love it. We've got like a tip over thing, and I think is that a Range Rover? I think that's a Range Rover on the tip over warning. But overall, I absolutely love it, and it's, the quirk about the Discovery, you have to push in the key, turn it, and pull it out. First time I turned it off, I did not know that. I pulled the parking brake. I doubt it works. To be fair though, I accidentally just left the window cracked, so that means I have to... I think eventually in this car's future, it'll need a new ignition switch. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, I think in this car's future, it'll need a new ignition switch. You have to finesse it, but you can get it. All right, I think that's it. That's my first driving of this car. Really and truly love it. I absolutely love it, and I can't wait for all the content we're gonna produce with it. So many videos on the way, Owner's Day, all sorts of awesome stuff. And then more to come. So absolutely loving it. Can't wait to see the content go up and all of that. It's hot. There's no air conditioning, so I'm going to go ahead and I guess hop on out of here.